Good afternoon. From the KUOW newsroom, this is Seattle Now. I'm Paige Browning with a roundup of today's top stories. It's Thursday, October 2nd. We'll enter day 3 of the government shutdown tomorrow, Friday. Thousands of federal workers in Washington and Oregon are at home on furlough. They may be eligible for state unemployment benefits. Oregon Public Broadcasting's Eric Newman filed this report today.
There are approximately 80,000 federal workers in Washington state and another 30,000 in Oregon, and they're not getting paid. But there could be temporary relief for people who are staying home and still need to pay their bills, says Cami Feek, Commissioner of the Washington State Employment Security Department.
Federal employees that are furloughed very well may qualify for unemployment benefits.
The Oregon Employment Department handles similar claims across the border. Federal law says workers should get back pay after the shutdown ends. If that happens, unemployment benefits are treated like a loan to help people cover their immediate needs and will need to be paid back. I'm Eric Newman reporting.
The Trump administration has canceled nearly $8 billion in funding for clean energy projects of all kinds, including a multi-state hydrogen hub for the Pacific Northwest. It was designed to produce hydrogen fuel from climate-friendly sources. John Ryan reports.
Energy Secretary Chris Wright says the projects were reviewed thoroughly and were not economically viable. Democrats say the cuts target blue states as a way to punish President Trump's political opponents. Bob Ferguson's office says the governor and attorney general are working to block what they call an illegal action. Hydrogen hubs in the Northwest and in California are losing $1 billion each. Other money losers include the Warm Springs tribes of Oregon. They're losing a $250 million grant for power grid upgrades. Bellevue truck maker PACCAR is losing about $45 million to develop zero-emission trucks. John Ryan, KUOW News.
A stir on UW's campus interrupted class today. University of Washington police are investigating an incident where a man interrupted a human sexuality lecture. He yelled slurs and appeared to give a Nazi salute before he was chased out of the classroom. Ann Dornfeld reports.
A viral video of the incident shows the intruder shouting gay and ableist slurs as the class jeers him.
Dude, get out!
After the professor and dozens of students ran the man out of the building, he appeared to film the professor yelling at him. Eventually, someone else ran up and appeared to pepper spray the intruder. After another chase, students tackled the man and he was arrested by university police. UW spokesperson Victor Balta said the case is under investigation for possible criminal charges and that police are still investigating, including the person who pepper sprayed the intruder. Balta said the intruder is not a UW student and will be banned from campus. Balta encouraged staff and students to call the university police rather than put themselves at risk in such situations. Ann Dornfeld, KUOW News.
Spokane may be a bit more on edge today. A Spokane County judge signed the release order today for Kevin KUOW, Spokane's so-called South Hill rapist. He's suspected of dozens of rapes that terrorized the city in the 80s. Doug Nadvornik from Spokane Public Radio reports.
Kevin KUOW has been in Washington state custody since the early 1980s. He served 25 years at the state penitentiary for one first-degree rape conviction. And then, because he was believed to still be a threat to society, was ordered to live indefinitely at the state's Special Commitment Center on McNeil Island. He's been there since 2008. Two psychologists, one from the state and one independent, say they no longer believe KUOW is dangerous. KUOW is 77 and in poor health. They say he should be released and sent to live in a group home in western Washington. Some are pushing back, including Republican State Senator Mark Schessler, who cites the viciousness of the crimes attributed to the South Hill rapist. It's widely believed that person sexually assaulted dozens of women. KUOW was originally convicted of 4 rapes, but those convictions were overturned by the state Supreme Court. He was retried and convicted again, this time of 3 rapes, but the same court overturned 2 of them. I'm Doug Nadvornik reporting.
A Christian fundamentalist group is suing Seattle. Leaders of the Mayday USA worship rally last spring say the city violated their First Amendment rights. The group, which platforms anti-LGBTQ and specifically anti-trans messages, had wanted to host the rally near Pike Place Market, but it got moved to the heart of LGBTQ Seattle, Cal Anderson Park. Organizers say the city's permitting process put them in a dangerous position. The rally drew protesters, which led to 23 arrests after skirmishes with police. They're suing the city and Mayor Bruce Harrell, but Seattle officials say the move was because of logistical and safety concerns. The Mariners' opponent for the American League Division Series has been decided. The Detroit Tigers are coming to town. Game 1 is on Saturday. First pitch TBD as of our taping time on Thursday afternoon. Game 2 is on Sunday. First pitch is just after 5 o'clock. There could be rain on that Saturday playoff game. And rain is very much on the minds of one industry in Washington. That's the firefighting industry. 2 big wildfires are still burning, and fire officials say it is costing about $1 million a day to fight each one. They're the Labor Mountain and Lower Sugarloaf fires, both in the Eastern Cascades. Jeff Dimke is an incident commander on the Labor Mountain fire.
The Okanagan-Wenatchee is one of the most potentially dangerous areas to fight fire in the United States. Alaska is the only place with more steep, remote, inaccessible terrain than the Okanagan-Wenatchee.
Public Lands Commissioner Dave Upthegrove says spending more to prevent and prepare for wildfires can help reduce the cost of fighting them later on. 2 more things to know tonight. A kids' museum is buying and moving into the old Bellevue Arts Museum. BAM is dealing with financial struggles and is in receivership. It's selling its building for $5 million to Kids Quest Children's Museum. The Seattle Times reports the Kids Museum is still in fundraising mode, aiming for a 2029 opening. BAM no longer has exhibit space and is reinventing itself as a nonprofit focused on the Bellevue Arts Fair. And finally today, Portlanders will ditch clothes in a very Rose City protest. Organizers are planning what they call an emergency naked bike ride in Portland, where they want protesters to come to the city and bike in the buff to protest the deployment of National Guard troops. No word yet on a date. The Oregonian reports that the ride will draw on Portland's annual tradition of using nude cycling as a form of protest. Next time on Seattle Now, it's Casual Friday. We'll talk about a Paris Hilton DJ set that gave people a Thursday night jolt.
Everyone knows that Thursday night is Gentleman's Friday, so it's basically an extension of Friday.
Everybody knows.
Everybody knows that.
Hear that tomorrow morning. And that's all for today from the KUOW Newsroom in Seattle. Our producer is Andy Hurst, and I'm Paige Browning. Seattle Now and KUOW are members of the NPR network. See you tomorrow.